Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Season 24, Week 10. So of course, final week of the campaign 24. With that being said, we finally have the new mechanic from what, 2 patches ago? Where we ended up getting the shiny tokens. So of course now with the standard campaign thingy, you get enough to get to shiny level 2 whenever they do a mythic, and the super paid side has shiny level 3. All this will be available in free-to-play in probably a couple months, probably by sometime in January. But I did want to mess around with them a little bit later to stream, just to kind of see what it could be used for. For the most part, if you don't have them, you're not missing out on much. He's basically just alternative Megavore. 9 times out of 10, you're probably still running Megavore, but there are some niche cases where you would still use this over it, due to its lower mana cost, being anywhere from 2 to 4 lower, depending on how shiny it is, as well as creating 2 curse runes every single turn, which is a lot of extra mana accumulation on top of the fact that it has a lower mana cost. Biggest downside is in order to get the armor tier, it has to get a kill, which is very annoying to do, even with its better boost ratio. I think by default it's like 6 per curse gem. With the buff it's 10, but even with that 10, that's not a lot of damage. At least in end game. In early game, that might be a lot of damage. But later in the game, that is not enough to secure a kill without using something else to help you secure that kill. Like, it's not going to outright one-shot something. And if you're in a game mode where it can one-shot outright kill something, you probably don't even need to be using this to begin with. There's probably something stronger you could be putting on your team. So very situational in that regard, because you have to basically hit an entire attack and then cast this just to bring them into kill range. As in any situation where this would naturally kill, there is something better that you could be running, like Stellarix or Flower Dragon, or, you know, like anything that can kill all enemies quicker. Because this would be very slow if it's already in one-shot range. Because the whole point of it is to kill something that's really, really strong on a whole team of stuff that's really strong. Get the armor tier so everything else is really easy to kill, and then go and kill everything else on the team that's left over. It's not like Megavore where you just cast it once and then kind of forget about it. It actually gets slightly better follow-up damage compared to Megavore. Even though its initial hit is worse, every hit afterwards is technically stronger due to it hitting for such a high boost ratio compared to the other thing's true damage. So it is hitting for more, but it needs to secure that kill first before it's doing that. It's a really clunky troop, but compared to most campaign mythics, it's actually somewhat usable, surprisingly. But yeah, we'll be messing around with that a little bit. For the most part, it's going to be going through dailies, weeklies, obviously Dwarf Journey, which I think I'll actually start with Dwarf Journey. Also, let me go hand out a code. Also, hello everyone, welcome, welcome. Let me go head over to chat 1 second. For whatever reason, I have it blocked over here. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you guys have been having a wonderful start of your week. But yeah, we got a lot of things going on between the event calendar, everything else. We went over it all in the video. Gosh, it went on for like almost an hour. I did not expect it to be that long. But hello, yeah, hello Jets, hello Ron, hello Chad, hello Isabel, hello, oh yeah, as Isabel mentioned, we still have 1 spot left if anyone wants to join the guild. Guild works in 2 weeks, and the update for it probably next week or tomorrow. Hello Stacy, hello everyone else, welcome, welcome, welcome. Here you guys go, there is the redeem code. A few more throughout the stream as well. And hey, during the video earlier, we finally got the purple deep book. We were doing the PvP showing something, and we finally got our purple deep book after like 30 something pulls. We were so over drop rate, like 5 times over drop rate. Hopefully the rest of them will come in a little bit quicker than that. Anyways, let's go get our journey team. How do I want to run this? Because I might want to run a slightly different variant for the earlier fights. I think this is fine. Going all in on Ruby. All in on Ruby seems perfectly fine. 50% mana star. Honestly, I'm probably just going to run this. We don't get any magic, do we? No. And we can't run 4 times Keyzeal because this guy is not from Keyzeal, he's from Drakzoom. And 4 times Dwarf is just pure HP, which doesn't really do anything at all. Like, obviously it makes it so you don't die, but it's a low-level journey. We're not planning on dying. Oh yeah, one thing we could do too, since we're 50% mana start, I could just go pure magic. As we already have mana start on everything on the team. So no reason for the 20%. So we get a little bit of extra damage that way. But yeah, I think this is going to be a Ruby Rush. Ruby Rush and the Excavator if we get a little bit extra mana there. I actually had it a little bit more like this initially, but I actually switched it back for the video. But using Excavator to go for like that quicker mana, I think I am going to go down that route. I had it like this beforehand, but then I switched it before I recorded the video, and then I never brought it back because I was like, oh, I'll just run it like this. But yeah, I think for the earlier fights, you would want to run it like this. The deeper you go, you'd probably want to have it the other way around. But for these really early fights, the only thing you care about is casting Ruby to kill everything simultaneously. You don't really need a focus damage with its double magic that it has. Also 20% this week, which is kind of nice. And that reminds me, does, yeah, Hero has 10% this week because it's Dwarf and, I assume the other one is, oh no, it's Undead. Oh, okay. was gonna say, I thought it was Dwarf and Droxzoom. But no, it's just Dwarf and Undead. So hero can't have more than 10%. So Rune Priest actually has the max amount of stats you can have on a hero class this week. Alright, that's fine. Don't think we need to change anything else. Obviously, you have to use him on your team to get double score, or actually triple score. Because, of course, if you have a max, you get the triple there. I don't think we need to change anything else. This is for 50% mana start. This is here because we have to. This is to feed mana into weapon, and this is to auto-win until it stops working. But I don't think it's going to stop working today. It will by the end of the week, which is what the other order was for. Like, you won't be able to run it in this order the entire time. But for the earlier fights, we could definitely get away with just spamming Ruby Weapon. And of course, it doesn't have to be Ruby Weapon if you don't have access to it. It's just, I'm pretty sure the strongest option you can be running. It's definitely not the only option that would work. We're mostly just looking for something that hits all enemies strong that uses brown. Because obviously it has to be brown, so you do have to use brown. And even if you don't have a weapon in that category, you can always use Wand of Stars and just feed into a mana, into a damage source on your team. That's what we did for the low rarity team. We just did it all in on the guy that has double magic. These all hit decently high. Like you see right here, we have a 150 damage. Obviously lower in early game, but still doubled. Regardless what that value is. Purple Drought is over, I know, right? Honestly, we should hand out an extra code just for that since it happened off stream. Here it goes, go. Enjoy. Since it happened before the stream even started. You saw that in the earlier video this morning? I know, I was so glad when that finally happened. We should have gotten like 4 to 5 purples within that time if we've only seen 1. Oh, you know what else happened this weekend? Which is also huge. It was not a new Guardian, but I finally got another Guardian troop. Unfortunately, it's a repeat, so it doesn't really matter. But I finally, yeah, speaking of dry streaks being broken, I think it was the Golvania one. We could tell because it should say 2 instead of 1. But I finally got another Guardian. I think it was on Saturday or Sunday, one or the other. Because I was finishing out the battles. Because I went up to, I think, floor 4 completion. And on, like, floor 3 or 4, there it is. Yep, I got the second one. We now have 2 Undead Sentinels. Not like it matters having more than 1. Unfortunately, I'm still missing 2. So if we go check Sentinel. Unowned or show all. But I'm still missing the yellow one and I'm still missing the green one. But we have 2 of the Undead Sentinel and one that we got in the past, a duplicate of, as well as the brown one. But the duplicate I got this weekend was the purple one. But yeah, still missing yellow and green. We'll get it eventually. At some point. Alright, where were we? Back to the Dwarf event. Or the Journey event, whatever one you want to call it. Hello, Kinky! Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. You thought Tassa was going to say I'm hooked on Puzzle Quest 3 again? No. Honestly, I think I got unhooked already. After doing the dailies again for like 5 days straight, I kind of remembered why I stopped playing. Because that game just constantly wants your attention like every few hours. It is insane. With how the chess system works and a few other mechanics in the game. I guess you could make the argument that technically Gems of War wants your attention every hour because you tribute. But you don't really feel like you're falling behind if you don't take tribute. Like, you'll be more ahead if you do literally every hour. But you don't feel like you're falling behind if you don't click it every hour. In Puzzle Quest 3, if you don't click on the thingies like every several hours, like every 3 to 6 hours, you feel like you're losing out on so much with how the game is set up. Whereas Gems of War are just kind of like a nice extra thing. It's not like the whole progression system of the game is dependent on you grabbing it every hour. But no, I still enjoy Puzzle Quest 3, but I don't think I'm rehooked. I did have a lot of fun retrying it, though. After like a week of dailies, I kind of remembered why I stopped. They did end up doing a lot of improvements, though, that I like. Like, getting best in slot gear is actually feasible now compared to before. Even as completely free to play. It's also a lot more free-to-play friendly, even though it still has some pretty egregious pay-to-win options. Not that Gems of War completely lacks it. Like the $10 campaign mythic we have. Yeah, I saw that earlier. We ended up getting one finally. There's 3 mythics that came out this week. One from the campaign pass, being the one we'll be messing around with a little bit later to stream and maybe covering a video for in like tomorrow or Wednesday. But there's that guy, the big worm that's basically like alternative Megavore. Though you'll be perfectly fine if you don't have it. Megavore is pretty much the same thing. Sometimes, most of the time even better. But there's that. There's the guy in Soulforge, which is basically just inverse famine. He's a weaker troop, but he does count towards kingdom upgrade, so he has that going for it. For an attack kingdom. And of course the new mythic that's coming out this Friday. Which some people have mentioned it's decent. I haven't actually checked it in spoiler thread, so I'm not sure how good or bad it is. At this point I'm just going to wait till Friday and see what it is, and then we'll cover the video on it. But I sure hope it's good. So yeah, we technically got 3 new mythics this week, kind of. Because yeah, we had the Soulforge one, which is the first time that any of the PvP mythics came out around. I think this was a guy from Season 1. He does cost 4,000 diamonds like any other mythic, though. But this is the only way to get him. You cannot get him through Glory Gem Guild or VIP chests. He is only for diamonds. All the PvP mythics are going to be like this, as well as all the PvP legends. This is the first one that happened to rotate. But every single PvP legend and every single PvP mythic will only be available in Soulforge for diamonds. They will never be coming to drop table based on what they said. Let's say go back on that. But as it currently stands, they're never going to be in drop table. So this is the first time that you can get them, as well as the only way that you can get them. If you didn't get them from the PvP season in the past for 25 deed books. But yeah, it's nothing special. If you want it for completion's sake, he's in a rotation, so he would eventually rotate back around if you don't have the resource for him. It's not a big deal to get him. Like, if you're missing a lot of mythics, he's a really low priority to go get. If you're later in the game with nearly everything in the game, or almost everything in the game, it might be worth getting just to bolster up the kingdom for 30 star later down the line. I forget how closely owned this empire is. But it is an attack kingdom, so it is a pretty valuable kingdom. Oh, no, but never mind. This one's armor kingdom. I think I was thinking of drifting sands. Never mind. Okay, it's a little bit lower priority then. I thought this was attack. It's only armor. But still, if you want to try targeting like 20 star, 30 star, could be worthwhile. But beyond that, it's only something you'd really pick up later in the game. Early on in the game, you definitely want to prioritize better mythics for sure. It's just relevant because this is the first time he's been available. For something that isn't overpriced. Because of course 25 deed books is way too expensive for him. But 4,000 diamonds, that's still too expensive, but you know, that's the standard rate for mythics. Because there's a lot of mythics that are not worth 4,000 diamonds. I would honestly say he's one of them. But later in the game, you kind of do it for completion's sake. And in the case of him, he's literally not available through any other means, so you kind of have to. Yeah, silence is a really underutilized mechanic. I'm not sure I would want a good silence troop to be in the game, though. Like, in theory, I would love for what Silent One was to be, like, a better premise of a troop. Because back in the day, it was meant to be this thing that disables all spells while having a really high attack value. But his attack value went from being the highest in the entire game to laughably bad in the current state of the game due to how scaling works. So that's not really a relevant aspect of him anymore. Now that there's traits and everything else in the game, as well as immune to silence, as well as him getting nerfed like 3 times. Yeah, I would love to see another silence option, but it would also be the most annoying thing to ever exist, ever. Silence is a really, really strong mechanic. Especially curse silence. Okay, we finally got to use him. He does do a lot of damage. Double magic omen is pretty solid, since he has 20% stats this week. On top of double magic. Wait, the Mythic this Friday has Curse Silence? Wait. Wait. Hold the holds. Wait. Oh, wait, I don't have the thing for it. Does anyone have the link? Who's currently moderator for me? Wait, I don't have the link on my thing. Wait, I should have it bookmarked. Where is it? I don't see it in my bookmarks for some reason. Why don't I have the thing for it? But wait, is it really Curse Silence? That's insane. That is very, 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 very strong. It doesn't even matter what his ability is. It could be 6 color, 30 mana cost, do nothing, and it would still be worth using for Curse Silence. Like, its ability could literally be every color, 60 mana cost, do nothing. Like, literally just block your mana for 30. And that would still be one of the strongest trips in the game. If it has Curse Silence on its final trait. Yeah, that final trait is all it needs. Its ability could be nothing and it would still be good. It doesn't even need an ability. You just plop it on 4th slot and just let it do its thing. How did we miss that hard? You're boosted by Dwarf, right? Why'd that feel like that created 0 brown? My whole team is Dwarf right now. Yeah, that Journey Troop nerf still hurts. The one that they did the other year. They've never fully recovered. I miss the days where you could just spam one of them and just get infinite mana forever. That made Journey so much easier. Luckily, they've done some stuff to rescale Journey, so it's not as egregious as it was a little bit back. It still hasn't fully recovered, though. Just because of how much weaker the Journey troops are. Well, I guess it kind of depends on the restriction. But sometimes you just fall off so hard that you can't even get max score. Because the options that you have available just can't keep up because the Journey troop is so nerfed. Yeah, extra copies of the new Mythic this Friday if it has Curse Stun. It is worth getting 2. Depending on what its ability is, it might even be worth getting 3. But it's 100% a 2 pickup for sure. 3 would only be good if it has a good ability. Like if it could be a solo damage source. But if it can't, you would have to go 2 because you would need something for damage. So hello, John. Hello, DS. Welcome, welcome. So Crispo didn't say hello earlier. Welcome, welcome. Even though we've been chatting. Yeah, I think 3 might be overkill on it, but you definitely would want to get 2 for sure. I forgot, we have shiny, what's his name? I was wondering why that did so much damage. But he has a 9 boost ratio now based on dwarves instead of 6 if you have him at max shiny. Another pay to win. Gosh, they keep adding more pay to win to the game. That was like $5 pay to win right there. It was one of the more relevant ones because you actually use him quite a lot. Just because every dwarf team basically by default puts him on the team. So in times like this, it helps out a lot. Like obviously you're not using 4 times dwarf that often, but when you do, he's on literally every 4 times dwarf team, assuming you own him. So shininess goes a long way in that situation. Because it hits for, assuming you're using 4 times dwarf, how much extra damage is that? Shiny level 2 is also, I believe he's in token drop table, by the way. Like even if you're free to play, I believe you can go and get his shiny token. The only thing I'm not 100% certain on that, just because of, I'm not sure exactly how much delay there is between it. But I'm pretty sure shiny token would be available by now, though I'm not 100% certain on that in the shiny key drop table. They don't really announce when shiny stuff goes into drop table, so it's hard to tell. And I just hoard mine, so I can't really check the drop table myself. But yeah, he gets 12 extra damage per hit for 24 total for shiny level 2. Which doesn't sound like a lot this late in the game, but it adds up. But yeah, I'm slightly concerned with how much slightly more pay-to-win they've kind of been putting here and there. Like, they keep doing it in very cheap amounts, so it hasn't really been that big a deal. But we really need a better free-to-play method, a way of getting shiny keys. Like, the fact that you can't, like, directly shiny hunt, in a sense, is something I really wish they would have added. Kind of like in Pokemon, how you can just shiny hunt a specific shiny. I was really hoping that'd be something that you just target infinite grind. But it's not. There, you can only get it from really limited game modes. Like, there's nothing you can do at all to infinitely farm it. Because even if you're doing PvP for gold marks, which technically could be infinite shiny keys, they're better used for deed books rather than shiny keys. Even though this is the closest thing we have to infinite shiny key farming. But you wouldn't even do that because it's better to use them on deed books normally. Like, it's not bad to use them on shiny keys, but it's better value to use them on deed books. But I really wish they would add a better free-to-play method of obtaining shiny keys. Like, something you can actually grind to get them. Oh, is that the one? Thank you, Jamie. Let me go grab this link real quick. Open a new tab. Grab that. Thank you, thank you. Copy, copy, copy. Paste, paste, paste. Oh, wrong paste. Let me paste it so you guys can see it. That won't really help if I paste it there. Alright. Thank you, thank you. Let me see. Got a white screen. Loading, loading, loading. Alright, here we go. Here's the Mythic. It's this line right here. So its ability is deal... So it's brown, purple, red. It's a Daemon Construct. This is relevant because Construct can pretty easily get 50% mana start. It's also relevant because Constructs are pretty brown heavy. And there's a lot of way to spam brown in Constructs. So the fact that it's a brown Construct is actually really strong. It's also Mage, so that's a guarantee 6 magic right there. It deals magic plus 10 scatter damage. Okay, this is really bad. But I did say if that final trait was its thing, then it should be fine. But this is very bad amount of damage. And 6 extra damage is doing nothing towards it. Boosted by curse and silence enemies at a really high boost ratio. And then summons 1 to 3 daemons. Which honestly isn't that bad. If you could just resummon a whole team. Most noteworthy thing on this is no follow-up though. But as far as traits, it has a 25% chance to summon an ancient horror. 50% score reduction. And if it was just all this, I would say this troop is really bad. However, this alone makes it like top 10 in the whole game. Curse, silence, or random enemy when matching an extra turn. Oh, hello, Minnie. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Bill. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, this alone is so broken. Of course, Curse makes it so it gets rid of all their immunities. And Silence makes it so they can't cast anything. We're going to be seeing a lot of Beatrixes soon, double Beatrix teams and stuff. Or things that are just fully immune, like more Maelstrom Dagannoth teams. That have immune to both Curse and Silence. To be able to bypass Curse. Because, wow, is that broken. Curse Silence. That is so strong. And this thing is just, like, unkillable, too, if it starts getting you. Because it has up to 3 resummon per cast. 50% skull reduction, so you can't even, like, skull it down, because you can't cast. So you have to skull it down, but it has 50% reduction on all those skulls you're doing. And then, of course, Curse Silence, which is, like, his whole gimmick, and the only thing it needs to be viable. But you just plop this thing on 4th slot, and you're good to go. His ability is literally just here for backup summon in case somehow your whole team dies. This is going to be really strong in Guild Wars. And might actually make it so you would run red or brown as your guild layout. Like, this thing is so legitimately strong that next Guild War, it might actually be feasible to run brown, purple, or red. I'm actually really considering this for the guild. We might need to discuss it beforehand. But this is actually so strong that it might make blue and... oh yeah, you could use this offensively too because it's red as well. But this is so strong that you might actually legitimately use it for like a brown Guild War defend layout or something next Guild War in 2 weeks from now. Because you wouldn't want to do red because there's some red weapons that they can get value off of. But it might be a brown angle. This thing is actually legitimately that good that it might be brown defend week. It is that insane. I don't know, I'll have to mess around with it and just kind of see and practice. Because on paper, it is like the top 10 troop in the game. For how absurdly strong it's going to be, at least particularly on defend teams. Offensively, you're probably not going to use it as much, because it's a really slow winning troop. It's really good at not losing. It's kind of like that Arachnean Weaver category, It's really good at not losing, but it's not good at winning quickly. It's just good at not losing a battle. So like offensively for next Red Guild War, it's going to be probably on everyone's team. Like every Red Guild War high rarity team is just going to be put that in last slot, in 4th slot. And go run that in order to resummon an entire team and get Curse Silence. Unless they're running like Megavore, in which case put in like 3rd slot then. Or even 2nd slot. Yeah, the thing's going to be so strong. Alright, let's go clear some of the dailies. Let's hand out another code since we just finished that out. Here you guys go. Also, we're on September 1st. I have not gotten new September codes. Luckily, I have nearly every single August code. So we'll be good for a while. Because I think we're like 5 codes into August right now. But there you guys go. Alright, what are we doing? Dailies. Do all 3. Oh gosh, they're all so bad though. Fine, I'll do them. I was gonna skip all of them, but daily XP thingy says to go do them. Yeah, keep in mind, it does curse as well, so you can apply, like, literally any stats effect with it. Like, you just use Elementalist on your team and get... what is that, then? If you were to use Elementalist with it, you would get Curse, Silence, Stun, Entangle, Burn, and Freeze. Per extra turn. Oh, that's gonna be hilarious. Wait, what was its second typing? It was Daemon, and what was the second one? Oh yeah, duh, Construct. So you'd build it into a Geomancer team. The only problem with Geomancer is, of course, it's not Elementalist. So you do get the benefit of both of them having half mana start, but it's at the cost of obviously not having all the extra traits Elementalist has. This Stun, Freeze, Burn, and Tangle. Oh yeah, I will be testing the campaign Shiny Mythic. I was just going to wait until we get around to PvP to go mess with it. Because I wanted to go mess with it in PvP. But yeah, I will still be doing that. I'm just waiting till a little bit later. Just want to clear out dailies at the moment. But then once we get to PvP daily, we'll mess with the new Mythic that came out today. Technically it came out 2 weeks ago, but I'm pretty sure not too many people are buying the bigger pass. Actually, let me go do a poll for it. I'm actually curious on this. What level of pass did you buy... for the, let's see, did you get for the current campaign? Let's see, none, basic, full. I think people would understand it based on those words. None would be obviously free to play, you know, not spending any on it. Basic would be this $10 one, you know, the standard one. And then the full is like the $25 one or regional equivalents, whatever that mega one is, or 20. I don't remember what it is. But, yeah, there we go. I'm actually curious what that comes out to. I assume most will be either none or basic. But there probably will be some fulls. Full is definitely more worth it than it was in the past. It is also the first event where full has extra benefit compared to in the past. Because you get shiny level 3 on the Mythic, which was a new reward that wasn't there before. Which I think is like 15 extra shiny tokens. I have to see if you're still first in Ruby. That's something I've been struggling with lately. I keep winning in Diamond rank. Not enough to get a leaderboard, but enough to not get demoted back to Ruby. I haven't been able to get a free win in so long. We might actually have to try to push to like 60, 70,000 to go try to get a win in Diamond. Because regardless of what I do for bare minimum dailies for PvP, I keep scoring too high. Because there's some people that are doing slightly less than bare minimum dailies. Yeah, we did that, we did that, we did that. Underspire. Honestly, I think I'm doing bare minimum Underspire. Even though we have access to the new campaign Mythic, I'm just not a fan of our overall damage options. I think I'm just doing free battles. And just doing it with like a quick kill Gem Dragon team. Like, I'm not even going to bother using a new Mythic, I don't think. It's really relevant if you're doing the deeper battles, but I think I'm just doing the weapon into Gem Dragon. They have no mana conflict with each other. So a team like this, just with some extra mana in the back, is probably what I'm going to be running. Just running Stonecaller into Guard It and just running the first 2 floors with the free battles. I'm just not a big fan of the layout we have. Also, I believe we have no Empower options, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I think the only thing we have is, like, something that pokes for a little bit of damage. There's the other problem. Because for Empower, we have this, which just pokes for damage. This is fine for a Thursday class event, but beyond that, it doesn't really do much. And then for Link, we have, Oh, wait, I just realized. Did I put something on the other team that you're not allowed to use? Oh, no, that was the low rarity journey. For a second, I thought I made that team for, under Spire Low. I was like, wait, that's not possible. No, I did the Ruby Weapon team thing. Or whatever you call that weapon. Which is actually in Soulforge. Really good pickup. The Doomed Impaler. Really good for Red Guild War, too, if you don't have other options. Or even if you do have other options, it might be worth bringing out if the enemy team is pure, very red heavy. But I think we're just doing bare minimum for Underspire and just running it with Gem Dragon Quick Kill with the weapon. Oh, we got it! Top 3! That's a code right there. Oh, we didn't get to play Guess the Door, though. Well, I guess we already have a poll going. But here you guys go. Yeah, look at that. Luck is on our side today. We got a purple deed book earlier. We got top 3 for dungeon. Just got to make sure not to misclick for the extra 120 Dragonite. Elementalist and Obsidious. Generally, you only need one or the other. Running both can be a little bit overkill, but it can be good if you really want to stun quickly. Let's see if I could cascade that into a skull. Oh yeah, I forgot. It converts them though. No! That's one thing I kind of hate about this thing. He ends up converting away his own skulls that he needs for alignment. Which is actually really clunky with some things from his own kingdom. It's why even that one event week where we had access to double Pharaoh for Underspire, we didn't go particularly deep because even though Pharaoh is so good, his in-kingdom synergy is actually, like, negative. Because they tend to want a lot of skulls, and he kind of denies them in a sense. And that place already has so much Death Mark that you don't need even more Death Mark. Like, he's really good with other teams because, you know, they don't have Death Mark, they need the mana accumulation and everything else. But despite how good he is, he's really bad within his own kingdom, surprisingly. Which seems really weird because he's in, like, the top 10, top 20 troops in the whole game. Yeah, he's nearly useless in the context of his own kingdom, which seems so weird. Hello, Tyria. Notable achievements last weekend on the main, all legendary to gold, not counting the 30+ turrets. All turret and legendary to silver. Silver orbs now downgradable to epics mostly now. Nice! Yeah, I'm still using them on legends. And I guess technically a few mythics. I'm kind of doing them as many kingdom upgrades. So I should stop putting Flower Dragon in first slot. If I gotta do that, it should be like Stellarix or something. Flower Dragon is made of paper. Well, I guess technically flowers are kind of, you know, flimsy. Oh, there's 120 Dragonite. Alright, let's see if we can get the other thing. Boom. No, we didn't get a true perfect. Oh, we got 20 Sapphires, though. It doesn't matter because we already claimed the reward, though. You just have to make sure you claim your reward first. Don't do that the other way around. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I need to go donate gold to the guild. I don't think I did yet this week. All these donations from the guild just reminded me that I have not done it myself. But if anyone wants to join the guild, we do have 1 spot left. And of course, Guild War in 2 weeks. Alright, let me go and put it in our gold. Let's put bare minimum in for now. I'm actually a little bit down on gold at the moment. Let's see, did we get anything good? Oh, wow, we actually did. I was considering putting him in one of the teams, but I ended up opting not to. This is a relatively new mythic as well. Nice, we actually rolled a mythic. And I think this is one I only had 1 copy of, so now we have 2. Not like you would ever need to use multiple of him, but... Yeah, we got a Ratchet Cogbolt for everyone. He's kind of meh. But in Dwarf and Mech restrictions, he's okay. If nothing else, you can run him for the literal event right now. And I said I was about to go put him in the team. I was considering putting him on the weekly high rarity team. But after the team was fully composed, he just wasn't needed, the resummon aspect of him. Because the other Dwarf already does enough resummon, High Forge. So we didn't really need like a second resummoner. Because the High Forge alone was already enough. And it was better to put more mana accumulation on it. But I was actually considering putting him on the team instead of Excavator. The Excavator was just too much mana to give up. And of course the other guy you have to use. But nice. All right. Oh, what is that doing? Underspire. We don't need to buy anything for that because we're just doing bare minimum. I think we're already at PvP. All right. I guess it's gonna be time to go mess with the new troop soon. Oh, nice. We got dragon restriction for the good place. Very nice. Though, are we just gonna go pure dragon? Honestly, I don't even think I'm gonna go. What's her name? I'm pretty sure pure dragon is stronger than running Glacia. Even though we have a near max Glacia. Dragon is just that powerful. Then I'm pretty sure this is a no Glacia angle. Alright, and let's go double yellow banner. And we should be good to go. And I just need class. Probably mech, so we have dispel. Alright, there we go. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Welcome, welcome. Alright, let's go. Oh, wait, wrong color. I keep thinking it's blue to yellow. I'm not sure why, but I always think that's blue to yellow instead of brown to yellow. Maybe it's the other dragon that is blue to yellow. Because I always think that of this thing. Maybe I'm just thinking of its color. It is one of the few times we don't use Glacia here. These Flower Dragon and Stellarex are just so strong. Gonna go for Wand of Stars here to de-submerge him. Unless we full miss, in which case that's not happening, I guess. Wait, do I really not have extra turn with all this alignment? Or lack thereof? Oh, there it is. I was gonna say, there's no way we don't have extra turn there. Yeah, let's take that, why not? Because I need these next to each other so we can do that. There we go. Oh, he summoned that one guy. He hasn't been available in Soulforge yet. He's like the other mythic from the kingdom that does 12 damage whenever you take yellow, except it does it for blue. The problem with this in the context of this kingdom and typing is that nothing in that kingdom really spams blue. They all spam yellow. And the one that already boosts based on yellow is barely ever used to begin with. And the blue one is even weaker than that. Like the yellow one that's already good for the kingdom is already near dead content. And that thing is even weaker than that one. That is one nice thing about the gold bark mythics. A lot of them are so bad that you don't feel bad for not owning them. There are a few exceptions. Some of them are actually like half decent or very niche and still usable. But that was one of them that was definitely dead content. Like the second it came out. I think the one for this season was too, wasn't it? What was this season's one? This season was deal a bunch of damage to all enemies boosted by blessed allies and enemies, then convert all purple gems to angel gems. Angel gems matches yellow, right? That's actually not bad if so. Are angel gems non-matchable or do they count as yellow? I don't actually remember. Because I don't think they're matchable, are they? I think they're colored yellow, but I don't think they count as a yellow gem. Because they don't count as a yellow gem. Yeah, she's really bad. Like, really, really bad. Like, a good majority of them. Yeah, let's go get our magic. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a new sorting system for this next patch. Which should be 2 Tuesdays from now. Yeah, they're not matchable, that's what I thought. Yeah, she's absurdly bad then. She basically just hands the enemy 4 times bless. Like, that's her whole ability. Just deal damage to all enemies and give the entire enemy team bless. Which is really bad for how little damage she does. Like, if she gave the entire enemy team bless, but did, like, absurd damage, it could be okay. But she does it for, like, an average amount of damage with no follow-up whatsoever. Like, your team is actively weaker with her on it, compared to having nothing. Like, having 3 troops on your team, and one of them being a summoner, is stronger than running her on your team. Like, she's one of the mythics that's that weak that your team is stronger at having nothing there than even having her on it. Yeah, you can look it up through the in-game heroic gem. I almost keep forgetting that's even an option. They had added this for newer players a little while back. Because they're starting to add 1 billion power gems to the game. So there's like a whole index here for what they do. And we're getting 2 new ones. Bleed Gem and one other one, I think, next season. Or, you know, on next patch, I mean. So where is Angel Gem? There it is. Yeah, it's not matchable. It kind of looks yellowish, but it's not a matchable gem. I needed that. I was gonna say, there should be an extra turn somewhere there. It was something I was always bad in Puzzle Quest 1. When there's a bunch of wild cards next to each other, my brain just shuts off on what synergies there are next to each other. Because I can't really process the gems as multiple different colors in multiple different directions. Silence Heroic Gem? Oh gosh. Well, we'll be getting a Silence Mythic this Friday, apparently. Which sounds absurdly broken. So thank you so much, Ron, for the $2 tip. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Oh yeah, happy Labor Day, everyone. Almost forgot about that. But thank you so much. Yeah, so a lot of people probably had off today, too. Good thing I didn't try going to the bank today. Because I actually do need to take out some money. When I went to the doctor the other week, I used like the last of the cash I had on me. And now I think the smallest bill I have is a 20. Like, I literally don't have any 1s or 5s or 10s. Because the doctor offices always want exact change for everything. I think this is the last Valhawk. We technically would have had it the other battle, but it ran away. Oh, we don't have a skull. I was going to just take one. Yeah, there we go. Should have been the 3rd Valhawk. Okay, now we can go mess with the new Mythic. We got another PvP season goal done. Nice. I don't think there's anything else we need to go there. Oh yeah, that reminds me. In 2 weeks, we're going to need to go do the whole campaign thing again. Like all these campaign tasks. I'm probably going to try to rush them in a week again. Better wait for next Vault Weekend. Wait, does that align perfectly with Vault Weekend? That's huge if so. I didn't even realize that though just now. I think it aligns up with next Vault Weekend. Because we're in this week right now. No, it doesn't. No. Oh, that's unfortunate. Because this week is the week of Vault Weekend is the week that there's no campaign. And then that following week on that 15th is when the next campaign starts. But the problem with this campaign is this is when you start doing the tasks. But the previous day would have been, of course, the last day of the Vault Weekend. Oh, that would have been perfect. If like the first day of the new season was a Vault Weekend. Because then you could just grind all the rewards while, you know, doing Vault Weekend. But no, we won't be able to do that. It's not that big a deal. But obviously you would get, you know, double dip it. Because you'd be able to go do the new campaign tasks and Vault Weekend at the same time. But, I guess you could wait all the way till the following Vault Weekend if you don't mind waiting like 4 weeks. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It's literally the week before. It's not too big a deal, though. Obviously, you get these rewards. You have like 10 weeks to finish them. Like, that is so much time. Oh, does anyone still not have them done yet? Who's been playing the whole time? I'm pretty sure they kind of get done automatically, don't they? Like, even if you haven't been targeting them at all the last 9 weeks. Pretty sure they'd be pretty much almost done, if not completely done by then. This is like a new player who started recently. I'm pretty sure if you've been playing the 9 weeks doing at least the dailies, you probably have most, if not all of them done. And if you don't, definitely target them because there's a pretty good loot there. And you have 1 week left. Alright, what are we doing now? Oh yeah, PvP. I was gonna go mess with the new guy. And I was considering covering a video for him too. He seems somewhat relevant enough. Just move it all the way to the top. Move the other thing over. Let's go build some new teams and probably adjust the one we already have. Alright, so one we already have. Let me go a completely different angle first. So what would we want to do to make this guy work? Also, how on earth do you spell his name? I'm just gonna call him Gorm. So we have this guy. What would we want to do with him to make him work? The first thing that comes to mind is Pharaoh, but we did that last time. Because of course Pharaoh has the Curse Gem synergy. There is something else with Curse. Oh! Elamagrim was the other one I was considering using. And opted not to for the video. Not Elamagrim. I mean, what's the other guy called? I think the reason I didn't do it is it has too much color overlap. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, it's Cursed Gems. There it is. Elder Dragon. I was really considering this for the other team, but went Pharaoh instead. But Elder Dragon's kind of interesting with this. Not only does it deal damage to all enemies and creates a bunch of cursed gems, but of course it's boosted by curse for that. And they're actively cursed gems, so they're not going to override each other with the already existing cursed gems as well that you're creating 2 of per turn. And it helps fix one of the biggest issues with Elder Dragon, in that it doesn't normally have a way to get curse immediately, because normally it's the only cursor on your team when you run it a lot of times. But now we'll have 2 cursors, the thing that gets to set up into kill range, and then our main kill option. And then we just use skull pokes to kind of get into the range we need. It'll be good to go from there. And then we just kind of need like some kind of empower and like a hero with like wand or something. So we could do this and then go, did we go wand last time as well? We did. Good old wand. Solution of all teams. Alright, what do we need here? I need... you know what would be funny? Mist Mother. Is it one word? It is. But let's do this. Wand of Stars, Elder Dragon, Gorm, and Mist Mother. Only problem with this is our starting mana is not great. So to fix that, we're going to need something pretty quick. Daemon Dragon, Divine Monster. Oh yeah, Double Dragon. Unfortunately, it's not Triple Dragon, so we don't get a thing. And it's not worth running Dragon Guard because it doesn't have mana start. I guess it's going to have to be a mech angle. Because I need Dispel. And this is going to be a brown spam angle. I'm just going to go double brown. Don't need anything fancy here. Double brown is fine. Yeah, let's go mess with it in PvP Center. First I need to go grab it though. Let's see. Gorm, Fairy, Fire. There we go. Let's go try this out in center. Or brown if we have a brown option. No, no brown. Double purple and green, really? My final run in center. We're running against a high team as well. But I'll mess around with the new guy. Overall, I feel like he's not worth using. The more I use him, the more he feels like weaker Megavore. Which we kind of expected initially as well. like at the beginning of the campaign. I guess gimmicks are fun, but it's just not practical a lot of times. Especially if we're gonna miss with Wand of Stars. That's not good. Yeah, we're about to get into kill range. The only problem is you do have to give up your turn like Megavore. But I believe we have enough boost ratio to get away with it because of 50%. So we do that, boom. And then we spam this until we win. Boom. And always throw whatever at it, boom. I don't know, it kind of works. Starting mana is a big issue though. Because there's really slow momentum compared to Empower or Double Pharaoh or other things, or Double Takshaka. Really, really slow start. Unless we get lucky with the brown gems. Also, really need Wand of Stars to not miss here. Why not Rope Dart? Rope Dart would work pretty well. There's definitely an angle. I just figured the Scope Pokes would be enough damage. But Rope Dart's definitely an angle. Rope Dart, do him, and then get everything else. We could try for the other team for sure. Because that's how you would normally set up double Ubistek kill. You can kind of do the same thing, but with like a true damage build with this guy. But at that point, I feel like Ubistek would be stronger if you have access to it. Like, double Ubistek into Rope Dart is probably better than trying to make this guy work with Rope Dart. We could definitely try it for the other team, though. What about adding Darksmith Dresma? How many does it create per turn? I think it just converts 2 brown to Curse, right? He's basically just a weaker version of Gorm. Because Gorm actually gets to create 2 Curse Gems. I believe the other one just converts 2 brown into Curse Gem, which is not actually adding any value to the board. For boost ratio it is, but for... I should have taken that red extra turn. But, like, it's not giving us any red alignment that we wouldn't already have. Obviously, you can't run double Gorm yet, but in the future you would have access to it. So we took the 1 skull there so we can get into kill range. We then go poke it because... Oh, yes, stealthy! No! Oh, never mind. We still had enough damage. Yeah, Fairy Fire goes a long way. Fairy Fire goes a really long way. To make him actually be able to one-shot. Because one thing I'm not accounting for is all the Curse Gem boost ratio. At Shiny level 2, he's getting 10 damage per Curse Gem. It's not a small amount when you're getting Fairy Fire, which is basically 15 damage per Curse Gem. Hey, that's it's a pretty sizable chunk. I'm gonna let him have that curse. We're not first on the skull, so I can go for that. I guess we could try for red off the sky. Didn't get Surge. Oh no, and he got the perfect wild card. Good thing he didn't get Silent One up. Oh nope, he just got it. I jinxed it. Luckily we're about to get blessed before it casts, so we're fine. I kind of want it again so he doesn't get our hero. But also because I need more mana. Oops, I accidentally killed it. I guess that's fine. Yeah, getting him to work just feels like too much of a chore to bother with. I don't think it's worth it over Megavore. Even on teams where it seems like he would be okay. Megavore is just so much more consistent because you don't have to worry about any variance. You just know he's going to work. This guy, you got to build like the whole team around it, and even then it might not work. The other issue with using any team like this as well is the backfire curse. You're almost ensuring that your entire team gets 4 times cursed. Alright, let's go try a Rope Dart variant. So of course the premise here being Rope Dart and then use the guy. And then you're in kill range for everything. Is it not Gorm? How do you spell his name? Oh, it is Gorm. Where is he? Oh, I'm under weapon. I was going to say. Where is he? Alright, Rope Dart, Gorm, Pharaoh. And I need one other option. This isn't really a budget team, though. I guess this could be the replacement for the other team. Instead of running the one we did for the video. Because I wouldn't want to repeat that team. Let's go, Rope Dart Gorm. I'm almost considering double Pharaoh. But it'd be kind of a waste to have him as our only damage source. I need a good brown finishing troop. What is a brown mythic that does 1 billion damage? I would almost say Ubis. Wait, does Ubistat actually help here? And still go a Ubistat Rope Dart team? But use Gorm to bring it into kill range better? Or we could just Dagonoff. The problem with that is at that point you might as well just run an infinite Dagonoff team. I don't know, maybe we do go down the Ubistat route. Because that basically ensures you don't need Rope Dart again. Because then you just kill 2 with Gorm and 1 with Rope Dart. I mean, you Rope Dart Gorm, Ubistat Gorm in that order. You would have to Gorm twice, but everything else would only have to go once. Oh no, let's try it. What order do we need here? I think this is actually a Gorm last slot, oddly enough. I only need to feed a mana once. It's definitely a brown-yellow angle. Are we not using a color? I feel like we're missing something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we're covering everything. Wish I could minus green or something here, though. Guess minusing purple's okay. I was gonna try to deny purple, I guess. Oh, and not Rune Priest. I need something quicker than that. We don't have to run mech. So we could do Titan or something for Brownstorm. Yeah, I think it's Titan angle. Let's go try it. Oh, what team was it? Rope Dart, copy, paste. But yeah, let's go see what we can do with this. We were just trying out a bunch of different Gorm teams to kind of see what can work. Overall, final verdict, or maybe not final verdict, but it almost feels like final verdict. Overall verdict on it is it's pretty much just weaker than Megavore, which is already in the game, of course. Even with its shiny level 2. And shiny level 3 doesn't really do anything extra, just brings it down by 1 mana. It's not a bad troop by any means, but it requires way too much setup to really be viable. Way, way too much setup. Compared to options that can already do it so freely. Oh yeah, that's a factor. I'm kind of frozen on the main color we need. That's a slight issue. I'm gonna Rope Dart first. Wait, it's already in kill range though. But we're frozen on brown as well. I'm just gonna take it. Alright, we just got infinite mana. We then Rope Dart the biggest threat. We then kill it with the guy. And then use Ubistat. I know, it's not bad. It's basically just a Rope Dart Ubistat team with extra steps. Biggest issue with this team is we have no way to deal with freeze. Which is on like every other team. But it's doing so much damage that it kind of doesn't matter that it has no freeze. Oh wait, that was enough to kill outright. Wait, whoops. That's not what I wanted. I was trying to let it live. That's not a speed factor. So does that shiny level 2 barrier even matter? Basically what the shiny level is doing on him. Shiny level 1 brings him to 1 lower mana cost, so it brings him from 22 to 21. Shiny level 2 is giving him, I believe, 4 extra damage per curse gem. I believe by default it was 6. But it's bringing it up to 10 damage. It was either that or if it's getting an extra effect. I don't remember. Was it the barrier that was extra? Never mind. Maybe it was the barrier. Whatever it is, its shiny level 2 isn't really helping that much either. Like, most of its shiny levels doesn't even do that much. Like, the core of the troop is just its ability. And every bit of shininess on it isn't really carrying it that much. Though most shiny troops are like that. Like, there's something extra to have, but a lot of troops can survive without having any shininess at all. Also, it's actually better for me to do it in this order. Oh no, he has immune to insta-kill! That's funny. That's not normally something you would have to deal with. But because all these troops have immune to insta-kill because of invulnerable, you can't actually Ubistek kill them. Oh, whoops. That is a factor, isn't it? Oh, it is just barrier? Never mind. Oh, that's barely anything then. But yeah, barrier doesn't really help it much because you just get dispelled once and it gets rid of it. So yeah, honestly, shiny level is not really doing much at all then. So whenever you get him free to play later down the line, it's not really going to matter if you get the shiny tokens or not. Because him getting barrier means pretty much nothing just because the enemy gets your own curse gems. And if he gets curse, he loses his barrier. If he still has his bless on him, that won't matter because it'll cancel it out each other. So you'll still get to keep your barrier. But a lot of times you're going to have it dropped. And when that happens, they just take one of your curse gems and you already lose your the extra barrier that you would have otherwise gotten. Now let's try rebuilding over the other team. Let's try doing a low rarity one on the other one. So we had like a rope dart build here. A nice little fun fairy fire team here. Let's go try a low team here. So if I was to build a low team with this, I still want to try to not use Wand of Stars. I think I have to though. We're gonna go Cockatrice. Because it has Mana Link, it has Entangle, creates a bunch of brown gem to go with our brown gems. I don't think we'll be able to get away with a Curse Gem option. Maybe by the end... Oh no, we are at the end of season. I was going to say, maybe by the end of season we'll have some better options, but we're already there. But yeah, we didn't really get too many more good Curse Gem options. Like, obviously he's a pretty decent one. As far as other things, we didn't really get that much. You don't tier armor, right? No, it's just the other one that tiers armor. I think I still go Wand here. Mostly because there's just so much freeze that I need something for it. And then we just need like one low rarity support, which is honestly probably just gonna be a Leprechaun. Yeah, I think that's the angle. And we just go double brown. That's it, just double brown. Oh, brown green actually wouldn't hurt since we're using a Leprechaun. Yeah, we'll go brown green. And we already have yellow for Cockatrice because it has it attached to it. Alright, let's go try this. Low rarity team for it. So this actually uses him as your only damage source. Which is something he does a little bit better than Megavore. I don't think you would ever want to use Megavore as your only damage source. However, when it comes to using Gorm or Megavore as your only damage source, this guy does work better. But the only exception if you're running double Megavore, in which case double Megavore gets insta-kill. So you can technically cheese the battle just by just extra turn spamming. I want a Leprechaun, but I think this is better to take the mana. When I think about him, he actually creates the brown gems that gets us better wand alignment whenever we go for that. So now we just get them into kill range. And now once they're in kill range, we go for the armor reduction. Honestly, once again, a low rarity team proving to be like the strongest one. That just works sometimes. Also, if this thing could stop reviving, though, would be great. Problem is, we don't have extra stun on this team. Like Elemental is just something to get rid of his trait, because this is what keeps summoning on us. Alright, there we go. Yeah, honestly, low rarity team, not that bad. Let's see how it does against the Mega Meta. So this guy, of course, is immune to Curse and a billion other things. However, it shouldn't really matter that much. Because he doesn't have immune to Armor Tier. One thing that Invulnerable does not have immune to, there's a couple. But two of the most noteworthy things it doesn't have immune to, it does not have immune to Dispel. And it does not have immune to stat reduction. Those are two things that can hit through invulnerable that are really, really relevant. In this case, we're using it for stat reduction. Because right now we're kind of just fishing for a skull extra turn. Or that. But even though he is invulnerable, we still get to tier his armor here. So when we do this, all of his armor still goes away. And now we can just poke him out normally. And you just whack him like that. Yeah, honestly, low rarity team doing so good. You don't even need much to make it work. Yeah, it does function as an only damage source. That's kind of cool. It's something you can't really do with one Megavore. 2 Megavores, yes. But it's not really something you can do with a 1 Megavore team. But for this guy, it actually works really well. Since he gives a lot of self buffs that really helps him out between Enchant Barrier, everything else. Enchant, Bless. Makes it a lot easier to be able to refire him, which is an issue that Megavore has always had. Is you basically cast it once. For one, because it's really good value to only cast it once, but also because it's really hard to cast it more than once because of how clunky his mana is. But this guy kind of fixes that. Since he has a lot more ways between enchant and 2 gems per turn to get his mana back. Both mechanics that the other one doesn't have. There's no way I just missed with that. Come on, Cockatrice. You create that much brown and you're still going to miss. You had a perfect opportunity right there. Alright, we just get into kill range, kill it out, armor tier everything, and just start killing them out one by one. And what's cool about this too is it re-reduces all armor every time it gets a kill, as well as reapplies all the effects on it. But that's relevant because if you get if the enemy team gets a summon, the summon also gets armor torn. I guess against stealthy that might be a little bit annoying. Aside from that one stealthy team we saw earlier, it's not really that common to run a lot of stealthy these days. Like they're still out there, but stealthy is not particularly common these days. Speaking of which, are you running stealthy? No. Because I need to target you. Alright, is that kill range? No. Yeah, I need to fish for a skull again. There's one thing that's slightly annoying with this team. You need that, like, one skull poke before you can really do anything. Without it, you're in a kind of awkward spot. Obviously, we could just take it, but I don't want to lose our turn. I want to try to get it for free. But in doing so, I'm losing more turns, so I guess we're not getting it. How hard could it possibly be to get a free skull? Come on. No! Alright, not worth trying to get the free skull. So we don't have any resummon on this team, do we? Come on, where's our free skull at? He's gonna start destroying our whole team before we can do anything. Yeah, we're just gonna get Maelstrom Dagonoff here. Alright, let's see. Can he solo a whole team? I feel like he could, but not in this situation. This situation is not one of them that would work. Unless we can get a free skull. Come on. There we go. We got it. A little late. Exceedingly late, but we finally got it. Is that kill range? No, we only have 142. That's not enough damage. Come on, one more free skull. Yes! Yes! Wait, there's a chance. Oh, this would be the funniest comeback ever. Wait. This might be one of the few situations where the barrier actually makes us win. Wait. Hold. This is not impossible. I want to prioritize taking Brown so he doesn't get Curse Gem on us. Because we don't want to get hit by our own Curse Gem. What's his banner for Rope Dart right now? He does not have yellow. He does have blue, though. But he doesn't have yellow, so that's relevant, so I can just let him have yellow here. Because he can't get full mana off of it. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Alright, now I kind of need to take blue so he doesn't go for it. Even though we get more value from taking yellow. Oh no, maybe I just go for yellow Surge and hope we get it. No, we didn't get Surge. And not much we could do about that because he would guarantee have a way of doing something regardless what we did there. I do not have a Cascade here. I think it's just going to have to be a brown down. I could take red into brown. Don't think that really does anything extra for us, though. Other than try for, like, a 3 extra turn thing from the sky. Hey, you never know. Oh, no, that does give him green thing over there, too. No! That might be enough for him to kill us, too. We still got this. We still got this. It's not over yet. Do we kill Rope Dart or the thing that can one-shot us? I think we have to do the one-shot guy. No! He got Skull from Sky! It was definitely possible that we could have won there, but a little unlucky at the end. Gorm plus Ares? I feel like the biggest issue with Gorm is the issue that pretty much every Mythic in existence has, or every troop in existence has, that isn't, like, super viable. And then he has to give up his turn. There might be game modes in the future where extra turn spamming isn't as much of a thing, based on some things that they said last year. That might be in the 9.0 patch, which is probably, like, 3 patches from now. But as it currently stands, giving up your turn is just so much value sometimes. And by sometimes, I mean, like, all the time. There are so many troops that, in theory, would be really good or were just held back so much by the fact they have to give up their turn to do their ability. Alright, this is definitely a kill Maelstrom Dagganoff angle before he wipes my whole team. And then we just drain the hero. Cockatrice, we're getting really unlucky with extra turns there. I would have to just enrage kill and then wipe the other one. I think he has a bunch of score reduction. Yeah, there's a guy with a bunch of immunities. But he doesn't have immune to stat reduction, and then we just kill him out. But yeah, the low-rated team is doing so surprisingly well. But yeah, which one was Ares? I can actually forget. Which one was Ares? Ares. Oh yeah, I see what you're going for here. Trying to do a bunch of damage poke and then go for the kill. I was trying to do that with the original team I was doing for the video. But I accidentally ended up doing too much damage. Because I forgot Slayer had that much damage. That's basically what the new Rope Dart team is trying to do as well. Like, it's trying to bring them, like, just in the kill range. So that you can obviously get the kill with Gorm and go from there. The reason we went with Rope Dart, though, is because it has auto extra turn. Whereas Ares does a bunch of mana accumulation, but doesn't have a guarantee extra turn. Obviously, this doesn't either if we get frozen, but... Yeah, the low-rated team has honestly been the best one so far. Though this one was fun, too. This one was decently fun. Also, do have the same team there, right? Just making sure. If we do cover a video for it. Probably mention one other team, too, for the video. But yeah, overall final verdict on the Mythic is you're not missing out on much if you don't have it. It's in a category of Mythic that I honestly don't mind existing in the game, though I do wish it was a little bit better. But it's in the category of fun, but not really worth using. There are quite a good handful of Mythics that are like that. Like, it's a really fun gimmick, but you're realistically not really using it for much, if ever. I just realized we are, like, way in kill range right now. I don't even need to do anything other than to spam this. Yeah, this thing is overkill for this battle. Oh, here we go. A little bit more matched battle, though. Unfortunately, he's running Wanda Stars, so we do have Prismatic Orb there. So biggest threat, of course, is Olgoth. Though with this exact team layout, we can't really target things as we want. Oh, a bit of a miss there, unfortunately. The big issue with doing curse spam of gems, or any special gem like that, is at some point you're basically guaranteed to get hit by it 4 times over. Which basically just gives it to the enemy for free. It's one of the reasons why we actually have so much Bless. Because it kind of helps negate out our own curse that we're basically applying to ourselves. Let's go ahead and another code. I haven't had one out in a little while. Videos go, enjoy. Also, what's the pull out right now? It is a 67% on none, 20% for basic, and a 6% on full currently. Yeah, that is one thing that full got buffed on as well. You actually get all this stuff like 2 weeks early. Like basically paid pass gets it 3 months early. And super paid pass gets it like 3 months and 2 weeks early. Because you would have actually already had it 2 weeks ago instead of today. I have a feeling almost no one really does that though. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have Fairy Fire. We're been in kill range for forever now. That's the whole premise of this team. That's kind of the whole point. Yeah, we'll go for the extra turn chance. Nice, we got it. And then we just win off the AoE damage. As I keep forgetting, we can cast Miss Mother. She does have an ability beyond just Fairy Fire. Oh, here we go. We got a Flower Dragon build. Unfortunately, of course, the Wand of Stars gets replaced, though, so it's not a full team, but still pretty scary. First thought, Flower Dragon. Luckily, though, it has no skull reduction, so if we can get a skull on it, we're in a pretty good position. I think we're in kill range. I'm just going to go for it. Yeah, we are. And then we just wand up, get our bless. And just spam him. Actually, I guess keep going for kill by kill. Oh no, there's not enough damage! Shouldn't matter though, we just cast this and then win. Yeah, honestly, the low rarity team has been the best one so far. Like how much it gets to do for so little has definitely been the best overall team. Aside from Wand of Stars, everything on this team other than the Mythic is like dirt cheap. Like literally free pretty much. Wand of Stars kind of is too. It's just a little bit hard to get the lovers, but you do a few Vault Event weekends and you pretty much get it automatically. Like newer players really only have to wait for like maybe 3 Vault weekends until they have one. Potentially even within the first Vault weekend. Because the actual resources to craft Wand of Stars is very much like nothing at all. It's actually insane how cheap it is. Like, they basically just hand it to you for free the second you get the lover card. I'm trying to fish too much for the free skull. And in the process I've given him 7 free skulls. Alright, can we make the one troop come back? Gonna need it. Oh no, he's death marked. No, once we get blessed, he gets undeath marked. Yeah, we got this. The one troop army. Oh, he's taking too much damage. He's also still death marked because he got recursed. Alright, we're in kill range. We got a chance. Nope, he died. We don't have a chance. Alright, can we pull off the magical leprechaun? Where's all the extra turns at? Go, 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 go! Nope. Let's do one more go with the low rarity team. But yeah, I think the final verdict on this thing is, yeah, it's not that good. It's a fun gimmick. I enjoy using the troop, but, I don't really see a realistic time you'd ever really bring it out. Even for Underspire this week, even though I showed it for the weekly video, I don't actually plan on using it for the weekly thing. Because I'm probably only going to do the first 2 zones, and the first 2 zones don't need them because you're not going deep enough. You would only need them for Underspire if you're doing like 4, 5, or 6. Even then, you could still do it without it, obviously. It would just take a little bit longer. But the lower range, you just spam Gem Dragon into Obsidious and you're fine. Also, chill with the skulls. What's with the last few teams with skulls? But yeah, fun Mythic, not really practical. If you have Megavore, it's perfectly fine just to run it instead. In pretty much every situation. It has the same issue of losing its turn, but you get guaranteed 4 times armor reduction, but no caveat. It has enough damage that sometimes it still one-shots. It has Submerge with Impervious, which is kind of like the Blessed Barrier and everything else that the other guy has. Except he naturally has Impervious and just gets an extra Submerge. And you get a free kill occasionally for doing nothing. Which is probably the funniest thing about Megavore. There's an 8% chance you outright just get a free kill, assuming their last slot doesn't have a mean insta-kill. So as long as you're not using like an Immortal or something there. But anyways, guys, let's hand out one last code. I think that's going to wrap it up for now. We will be back on, I don't know, what day are we going to be back on? I guess it's next week's Monday. I'll probably have a few videos going out throughout the week. We might cover one for the Mythic we're kind of messing with. Probably go over one other team and just kind of go over just all the things. Correct the thing I mentioned in the other video because I actually misspoke on one of them. Because it seems like he only gets Barrier for his extra shininess. Not a better boost ratio. Because by default, I think it's like Bless and Enchant, but then he gets Barrier as well for his extra benefit. And then, of course, on Friday, we'll have the new Mythic video going out. For a very strong Mythic with Silence Curse. It is actually insane how strong it is. It's going to be one of the highest win rate Mythics in the entire game. It's going to be very slow to win with, but yeah, we showed it earlier to stream. It is insane. Is this one right here? It's brown, purple, red Construct, which is really good because Construct gets 50% mana start and has a billion ways to feed brown. Its ability is pretty meh, but the most relevant thing is it actually gets to summon 1 to 3 troops. So basically it gets to resummon a whole team because you're probably using this in last slot or in third to last slot if they have something that can insta-kill last slot. It has 50% scroll reduction, which synergizes really well with the whole reason you would ever use this, which is Curse Silence every time it takes an extra turn. The only big downside of this is it does not have a mean to stun. But there's ways around it. Run Wand of Stars so you can get Blessed, you know, stuff like that. Run a Cleanser on your team. But the only big downside of this troop is no natural means to counter stun at all. But it has Curse Silence per extra turn as long as it's not stunned. That is so good. Especially in synergy with other things that can already do a lot of stats effects like Elementalist. You're getting a free stun, entangle, burn, freeze every time you take an extra turn. On top of Curse Silence, on top of whatever else you have on your team. It is insane extra turn value. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this pans out. Like, this is going to be such a good, like, plop in 4 for third slot and just make sure you don't ever die kind of troop. Especially against AI teams that aren't, like, PvP related. Against non-PvP teams, this makes you almost invincible when combined with Elementalists. Because they won't be able to cast on you. They won't be able to do skulls on you. What do they have left? Like, you literally just run Elementalist with this. And everything that isn't a proper made PvP team can't do anything against you. Unless they have immune to, like, everything. Like, you know, immune to curse and invulnerable and all that. But if they don't have that on your the team, like, let's say Underspire, for example, or Underworld, I mean. Underworld has no immune to everything. So you will always be able to land Curse Silence Stun on them. Or Curse Silence Entangle in the case of Elementals and everything. So, yeah, it's going to be really, really good. Because they can't do anything against you. You can run through the entirety of every brown, purple, red Underworld that way. And even if you don't have something that can really do a lot of damage, you'd be perfectly fine. And if you do red, you just run a Tesla on your team and be good to go. Also, speaking of Red Guild War, that'd be a fun way to run Red Guild War as well. The team would be Wand of Stars as Elementalists. With something in second slot, probably Mana Accumulation. Tesla in either second or third. And then this thing in fourth slot would be a really strong team for Red Guild War. It's really safe, covers all your grounds. And you're pretty much just good to go from there. And I would also, a similar team work really good for Underspire. Probably using like Leprechaun instead as your Mana Accumulator. Which obviously you can't do for Red Guild War. But you would be able to do for some Underspire restrictions. But yeah, I was mentioning this earlier when someone mentioned it in chat. That the Mythic Friday would have, Mythic on Friday would have Curse Silence. Like, it didn't even matter what this ability was. It could be 30 mana cost and do nothing and it would still be worth using on your team. Like, Curse Silence alone is so absurdly strong. But the fact that it's 50% score reduction and summons 1 to 3 backups, the only thing it's missing is extra turn on its ability. But beyond that, it has like everything. It's basically just Arachne Weaver, but no extra turn chance. It's basically just better Arachne Weaver. Or at least alternative Arachne Weaver. Arachne Weaver definitely has its use cases still. But it's a very similar mythic like that that's just really good at not losing. Is you get to resummon a whole army every time it casts. You have really high reduction against the only thing that the enemy can hit you with. And you completely disable out any ability to cast from the enemy team pretty much. And combine that with elementals and they can't do anything. Unless they have invulnerable. You're going to see a lot of immortals next PvP. Red Guild War PvP, every single thing needs to be an immortal. Like every team needs to have an immortal on it. Hey, it's been an hour. Tribute's ready. But there we go. Yeah, it is so important to have an immortal or anything with invulnerable, but ideally an immortal for whatever your Red Guild War defend team is going to be. Regardless what layout you're in or whatever you're doing. You pretty much have to try to put an immortal on that team somewhere. Ideally in first slot, if it can work. Because yeah, that's going to be a huge nuisance to try to deal with. Yeah, it is. Skip silence on 4 to 5 and went straight to silence curse. We don't even have a troop that can place 1 silence. And now we have curse silence. It's kind of crazy. I think that's the only mechanic in the game that they actually did that for. Where they skipped over the extra turn version of it and just went straight to curse extra turn. Because they've been doing a lot of curse with extra effect lately. Or, you know, building those up. But the fact that they skipped right over silence and went straight to curse silence is kind of crazy. Yeah, it's really strong. But anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by as always. Greatly appreciated. We'll be back, I guess, next week, Monday, aside from a bunch of videos. Of course, sometime this week, we'll probably cover a video on the campaign troop that we're messing around with this stream. This Friday, of course, we'll cover the new Silence Curse Mythic. The one we were just going over earlier. Though it's not in the game until Friday, of course, so we'll go over it then. And then next week, we probably have a billion things going on because we should have patch, as well as all the Guild War prep, as well as, I believe, Vault Weekend again, right? Wasn't it already Vault Weekend? Yeah, we just had one pretty recently. But yeah, next weekend is already Vault Weekend. Or, you know, not this week's weekend, but next week's weekend is already Vault Weekend again. That Friday, Saturday, Sunday right there. Which means it's only 2 weeks apart from the previous Vault Weekend. Because, of course, the last Vault Weekend was last week. Then we have a bounty, then we have another Vault Weekend again. So yeah, it's right around the corner. And it's also the downtime week of the campaigns. Because, of course, don't forget, last week to finish out the campaign, so any of the free rewards, paid pass, anything in here, make sure to go do them as you only have 6 days left to go complete them. And then we'll have 1 week off from campaigns, and then we'll have the fresh campaign starting 2 weeks from now during that Vault Weekend week. I mean, the week after the Vault Weekend week, I mean. Which is also the week after the patch week. And then we also have Guild War that week. This could be such a busy week. Not next week, but the week after next week. Has, like, everything going on. Because that's going to be when the patch is fully initialized. We have the Talk Like a Pirate Day pet. Like, every single thing that's happening this month is happening the week of the 15th. Like, right in the middle of the month. Because by then, that will be the first full week that we have the patch. We'll have all the Guild War changes. We have Guild Wars then that Thursday. We have the Talk Like a Pirate Day pet on that Wednesday. I'll probably hand out a redeem code on that Monday. Or maybe I'll save it for that Thursday. I'm not sure. We'll do it on one of those 2 days. And of course, we have Guild War all that weekend. And we'll stream every single one of the days for it as well. But anyways, guys, hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Hope you all had a wonderful Labor Day. And I will catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. And thanks for watching. Oops, I just made it full screen. That's not what I wanted. Go back. Goodbye, everyone.